Students, we'll continue our class on importance of watching. So next importance is detect errors and frauds. So your watching enables the auditor to detect the existence of frauds and errors in time. Okay, so suppose if there are any frauds occurred, okay, if there are any errors, so errors can be rectified, whereas frauds can be found out. Suppose if there is any manipulation in the books of accounts, at that time it can be detected while watching. Okay, so thus it helps to detect the errors and frauds. Then it decides authenticity of transactions. Okay, so your watching ensures that the transactions recorded are not only genuine but they are duly authorized by some responsible official and they are complete in all the respects. Okay, then next one, it ensures compliance with law. So it ensures that the transactions are complying with provisions of law. Okay, so here which is the law? It is the Companies Act 2013. So here in watching it ensures that the transactions are recorded as per the rules only. Okay, then next one, ensures proper disclosure. So watching enables the auditor to see that all the items are properly disclosed in the financial statements as required by the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. So next we'll see points to be considered in watching. Okay, so whenever the watching is been done by the auditor, at that time certain points are to be considered by him, and this particular topic is been asked twice. Okay, so for 15 marks you can expect this particular question. So as we all know, watching is an important procedure for obtaining the audit evidence. So watching tests the truth of the transactions recorded in the books of accounts. Okay, that is, it is the watchers that act as the documentary evidence for your financial statement. So there are certain things that are to be considered by the auditor. So the first one is he has to check the name of the concern. Okay, so he has to check the name of the concern on the top of the voucher. Okay, so it is the proof that the transaction pertains to the client and not to any other concern. Okay, now suppose if any asset is been purchased for our college, at that time the name of the college itself will be there on the bill, that is MES College of Commerce. Okay, so here the auditor has to check whether that particular bill is related to that particular concern only. Okay, not MES PU College or MES Chaitanya College, no. Okay, suppose if the asset is been purchased for MES College of Commerce, so the on the voucher, okay, or on the bill the name should be MES College of Commerce only. So he has to check the name of the concern. Then the next thing he has to keep in his mind is date of the voucher. So why he has to check the date? Because it is the proof that the transaction pertains to the current year and not to the earlier or the next year. Okay, so he has to see that particular transaction is related to the current year only and not to the previous or the next years and all. Okay, then serial number of the voucher. So here it helps to cross check that all the transactions are properly recorded. Okay, that is no transaction is been omitted or missed out. Okay, so the auditor can make the note of missing vouchers in the audit file to be checked later on. Then the next one is cancellation of checked voucher. Okay, so why it is necessary? Because to ensure that the voucher is duly checked. Okay, so what he has to do, he should put the audit tick and use audit rubber stamp, preferably in the middle of the voucher and not in the corner of the voucher. Okay, so this will avoid the possibility of reproduction of the same voucher in the support of the bogus entries. Okay, suppose if the vouchers are being checked, he has to put the rubber stamp on that particular voucher so that there won't be any duplication of that particular entry only. Okay, the next one, signature of authorized official. So he has to see that the voucher is duly authorized by some responsible official. Such signature should be duly verified with the specimen signature obtained. So he has to see that whatever the voucher is there, okay, it might be a bill or it might be an invoice or any agreement and all. Okay, so he has to see whether it is been duly signed or no, okay, by the authorized authority of that particular institute or enterprise. Okay, then next one, signature of the person preparing the voucher. So the voucher should be signed by the person who is preparing it. Okay, so this helps to fix the responsibility for any error in the voucher. Suppose if there are any errors found in the voucher, at that time the one who has prepared that particular voucher will be responsible for the same. Okay, then the next one, signature of the person making entry in the day book. So the person who is making the entry, okay, in the day book should put his signature. Okay, so why? Because this will again help to fix the errors that are incurred. Okay, then the next one, signature of the payee. So this is the proof that the amount was actually received by the payee. Okay, then the payee should sign on a revenue stamp if the payment exceeds rupees 500. Okay, suppose if the company has purchased goods more than 500, okay, at that time the payee, okay, that is the receiver of the money, okay, so he has to put the rubber stamp or revenue stamp of that particular enterprise. Okay, so this helps to prevent misappropriation of cash. Okay, then the next one is amount in words and figures. So he must mention, okay, in the voucher, generally in the voucher there will be amount in figures and words as well. Okay, so the amount in figures and words, they should tally with each other. Okay, this thing I have told you in LPB also. Okay, so the amount in figure and words must match each other. Then the next one, proper allocation is made in revenue and capital account. So whatever entries are being made, okay, whatever posting is being done in the companies, he has to check whether they are under the same head. Okay, now capital expenditure is in capital account and revenue in the form of revenue account. Okay, so then next one, account heads. Okay, so proper account head should be given on each voucher and it should be correctly recorded accordingly in the books of accounts. Then no assistance for checking the receipt. So here the auditor should not take the help of any member of client's staff for the vouching receipt. Okay, now suppose if he is a junior staff, okay, at that time he cannot take help of somebody who is working in that company. Okay, so he cannot take the help of the client's staff for checking the vouchers. Then next one, missing voucher. If duplicate vouchers are produced because of the loss of original ones, auditor should properly check such duplicate vouchers so that no fraud may take place. Okay, so he has to check everything properly. Then the next one, important documents. So he has to examine every document. Okay, suppose if it is a partnership firm, he has to check the partnership deed. Okay, then he has to check the various contracts. Okay, then minute books, then the memorandum of association, article of association. Okay, so he has to go through all the important documents of the company or a partnership firm. Okay, so then even the contracts and all, whether they are proper or no, so he has to check each and everything. Then watch the cash transaction properly. Okay, so here normally, okay, generally there is a lot of fraud occurring in the cash transactions only. Okay, and it is really more difficult to check receipt side of cash book. So the auditor should check the cash transactions very carefully. Okay, if necessary he has to make the physical verification of the cash. Okay, then noting in the audit notebook. Okay, so the auditor should note in the audit notebook the various items which require further explanation and information. Okay, suppose if the auditor is not satisfied with some vouchers and all, at that time he has to maintain a audit notebook. In that he has to write, okay, so what are the things or which voucher requires explanation or where did he find some suspicious activity. So he has to note it down in the audit notebook. Then alteration. So he should see that any alteration in the voucher has been duly signed and approved by the responsible officer of the organization. Suppose if there are vouchers in which there are alterations made, at that time he should see that the alteration are made with permission only. Okay, that is by the responsible officer of the organization. Okay, so please don't forget this topic. Please give some importance, okay, because this is really a very important topic from the point of view of your examination. Okay, it might be asked for 15 marks. Okay, so that's it for the day. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next class.